Hello, lawyer? Yeah, um, we got copyright situation.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says.
Welcome to Cinema Society Saturday, where we review a horror film that fits this week's theme. This theme is environmental horror. I was assigned with Scott the horror realtor, who I recommend giving a follow. He's doing 365 days of just nothing but horror films, and it's quite a challenge, and of course, he lives in Columbus, Ohio, which Columbus represents. He gave me Gaia, which is a South African horror thriller film about two people who work at the Forestry Service who were just exploring around the area and then realized that one of their drones went off, and they go find that drone and realize they're in the trap filled with people who are acting very strange and realize there's more to it than what they realize. Before I get to this review, leave a follow more film content. I have never heard this movie before, which makes me glad I'm part of Cinema Society Saturday, where we get to meet some movies that we haven't seen before. Which I went to this completely blind, not knowing what I'm getting myself into, and honestly, it's not bad. I like the performances here that actually are likable enough for me to really feel for these characters who are in the situation. The mystery behind what is going on was actually very interesting of what lies beyond the forest that does have some interesting lore to it. The special effects surrounding the practical and makeup effects were actually very impressive, that does lead to some body horror elements that does leave me feeling uneasy. The score is really chilling to listen to, and the characters surrounding these people were very interesting to get to know about. When I found out what lies beyond the forest, I was like, is no one critiquing the movie for this? Because despite the fact that the movie is released before the show, I was like, these are literally the creatures from The Last of Us. Which I'm sure really did took inspiration from the game, but I was like, what? These creatures, they're the exact same. So that threw me off way harder than I thought, and not in a good way. It's not particularly scary, but there are some moments where I did feel there's some effectiveness involving their suspense and a little bit of a chill factor. And the ending is a nice effect to it, despite the fact it is a little sad. While it's not highly memorable or highly effective of a horror film, I still think Gaia is a decent film that if you just want like a nice, relaxing horror film with some nice practical effects and some interesting elements that you haven't seen before, I think it's worth a shot. I give this film a 6 out of 10. If you like this review, leave a like, favorite, and follow for more film review content. And also, go check out Cinema Society Saturday where a bunch of horror TikTokers make a review that fits this week's theme as well.